I'm literally so happy right now. I grew my hair out for 2 years and I hated it. And so I finally cut it back off and I'm in heaven. I literally say every single time I get my hair done, my barber does not disappoint. Like, are you serious?
Hello, son. I think it's time you join the family business.
Dad, come on, I'm
Going to Old Spice, PG.
Dad, I'm an Old Spice body and face wash kind of guy.
So I think it's so funny how people are boycotting Nike and cutting their socks and cutting the signs off their shorts and all that silly stuff. I think we should boycott something more serious, like Andy's only carrying the strawberry shortcake sundae seasonal.
Well, in this case, the victim was selling a PlayStation on Facebook Marketplace. Now, a murder over something like that is not that common, but less violent robberies are common enough that police departments have started advertising their patrol stations as safer, in the words of KCPD, internet exchange areas.
Randy Smith was a radiant soul, beautiful both inside and out. At just 27 years old, she had already touched countless lives with her warmth, independence, and unshakable sense of self. Randy shared an exceptionally close bond with her family, especially her mother, who lovingly called her a mini-me. The two were inseparable in many ways, similar in stature, with Randy being just an inch taller, matching smiles, and even the same place of work. Their connection ran so deep that they both ended up purchasing the same car, bright red Mini Coopers. Randy's was a 2006 model, and her mom's a 2007. Randy was the third of 4 children and the only daughter in a family of 3 boys. Being the only girl, she carved out her own identity early on, full of curiosity, courage, and a thirst for knowledge. Even as a toddler, her adventurous spirit was impossible to miss. One day, she stuck a fork into an electrical outlet, simply to see what would happen. It left her with a small burn on her pinky toe, but the incident became a family story that reflected her fearless curiosity. She was always tinkering with things, her mom said, always trying to figure out how the world worked. Growing up in Kansas City, Randy's love of learning became one of her defining traits. By the age of 8, she was already helping her mother prepare dinner, proudly donning her own apron, carefully placing ingredients into a blender, and making sure to keep the kitchen spotless. It was in those early years that her passion for cooking blossomed. That passion deepened as she grew older, particularly after she chose to adopt a vegan lifestyle in 2017, inspired by the documentary What the Health. From that moment on, Randy immersed herself in learning how to cook delicious plant-based meals. Her enthusiasm was contagious, so much so that she convinced her mom to go vegan too. The two of them became regulars at Pirate Bone Burgers, a local Kansas City spot specializing in plant-based burgers. They ate there nearly every day, and Randy considered it her favorite restaurant. She inspired so many others to become vegan, or at least consider it, just by sharing her food, her mom said proudly. What truly set Randy apart was her unwavering individuality. She didn't follow the crowd. She didn't wait for anyone to tell her who to be or how to act. She just was, authentic, bold, unapologetically herself. It was a quality that made her presence magnetic, and whatever she put her mind to, she excelled. At every new job she took, she rose quickly, often getting promoted within a few months. She had a flair for the unexpected too, like the time she mastered a flawless British accent just for fun, often slipping into it mid-conversation to make people laugh. Randy's free spirit extended beyond the day-to-day. She was the only one in her family to go skydiving. Not once, but twice. She didn't do it just for the adrenaline rush. She did it to feel untethered, to feel free. She had endured some heavy things in her past, trauma that took a lot of courage and counseling to heal from. But she did the work, and once she felt like those weights had been lifted, she wanted to mark that freedom. Most recently, Randy had been deeply invested in her health journey, fully committed to living a more balanced, vibrant life.
I'm literally so
Things
happy
seemed
right
to be
now.
falling into place.
I grew my
her
hair
career,
out for 2 years
her family
and I hated
relationships, her sense
so
of
I
peace.
finally cut it back
She was
off
happy.
and
Life was good. And then, without
I'm in
warning,
heaven.
everything
Say
changed.
every single time
In
I
a
get my
single
hair
moment,
done, my
the lives
barber
of everyone
does not
who knew
disappoint.
and
Like,
loved her
are you
were forever
serious?
altered. At approximately 8 p.m. on August 23rd, 2021, officers with the Kansas City Police Department were dispatched to the area of Independence and Garfield Avenues in response to reports of a shooting and vehicle crash. When they arrived on scene, they were met with chaos. A vehicle lay overturned in the street, badly damaged. Inside the wreckage, officers discovered an unresponsive adult female. That woman was later identified as 27-year-old Randy Smith. She had suffered a fatal gunshot wound to the chest, along with an additional gunshot injury to her wrist. Despite efforts by first responders, Randy was pronounced dead at the scene. The Jackson County Medical Examiner ruled her death a homicide. As detectives began piecing together what had happened, they recovered several 9mm shell casings in the parking lot of a nearby gas station. Evidence suggested the shooting took place just west of where the car ultimately crashed. Through surveillance footage and witness statements, investigators learned that Randy had posted a PlayStation 4 console for sale on Facebook Marketplace and had arranged to meet a potential buyer at a nearby gas station. Surveillance video revealed the chilling moments leading up to her death. Randy pulled into the gas station and was soon approached by two males. When she opened her driver's side door, a struggle ensued with one of the men. The second male circled around to the passenger side, armed with a handgun, and fired into the front windshield. Mortally wounded, Randy attempted to drive away, but she lost control of the vehicle, crashed into a utility pole, and overturned. Through digital forensics, detectives uncovered Facebook messages linking two Kansas City men to the attempted robbery and fatal shooting: 18-year-old Karen Black and 21-year-old Raynell S. Muldrew Golston. According to court documents, Black admitted he was aware of the plan to rob Randy. Muldrew Golston later told police that he acted out of fear and described what he did as something stupid. Raynell's brother, 21-year-old Latrell Muldrew Golston, was also charged with second-degree murder in connection to the murder. Surveillance video showed Black parked his Honda near Maple Boulevard and, along with Latrell and Raynell, who are brothers, exited his vehicle. Black admitted to detectives that he set up a Facebook account for the Muldrew Golston brothers as part of the robbery. He also admitted he watched the brothers rob Smith, but said he looked away when shots went off. After Randy opened her door, she and one of the men began to struggle. At the same time, a second man walked to the passenger side with a handgun and fired into the front windshield. The same man fired again as Randy drove from the gas station. As she drove away, she lost control of her car and hit a utility pole before overturning. Latrell Muldrew Golston was ultimately sentenced to 5 years in the Missouri Department of Corrections. Randy's death sent shockwaves through her community and shattered the hearts of those who loved her most. Her mother, her siblings, and countless friends have mourned her loss every day since. Among those most deeply affected is her younger brother, who has honored her memory every year since her senseless and violent passing. In a heartbreaking tribute posted on the 4th anniversary of her death, he wrote, 4 years without my big sister on earth. It really just all hits hard on this day every year. Knowing one of the three responsible is out and getting another chance outside of prison just feels unorthodox. I miss too much. I have a lot of regrets and guilt I carry daily when it comes to this situation, but it was out of my control, and I try to be better at understanding that everything happens for a reason. The most fun to be around was Randy. Her laugh always brought happiness to others. Her heart was big enough to give everyone a piece and still have more heart than most. I always said if those 3 boys that took my sister's life experienced even half the love Randy gave me, they wouldn't kill someone innocent. Someone I'm 99% sure smiled at them with love before they did such horrendous acts. Randy was only 27. She had a lot left. She deserves to be here still. I miss her a lot, and I'll forever keep her name alive. People that know me will know about her greatness and love. Best big sister ever created.
Randy Smith picked a public place to meet the would-be buyers at this gas station by Independence Avenue in Paseo. There were surveillance cameras in view, both good protections, but not enough. On August 23rd at 8 p.m., police found her a block away, her car overturned, a bullet in her chest. Court documents say the buyers intended to rob her, and when she drove off, one of the men fired through her windshield.
Any of these online apps, they can pose as anybody.
Do your homework when you're meeting with somebody.
Independence police suggest you do a little online sleuthing before you buy or sell.
With Facebook, you can at least pull up the profile. If there's limited profile activity, or it looks like that profile has just been formed, that's a red flag.
And suggest meeting at a police station. Kansas City has 6 patrol divisions. It's not just about who's watching, but usually a good test of the other person's intentions.
If you would to say to someone, hey, meet me at the Independence Police Department, the Kansas City Police Department, Liberty Police Department, and that person says, that's too far to drive. Maybe something's off.
And if you pick up on that hesitation, that might be a good time to call off that deal.
Now, you'll notice the signage does say daylight hours, and though they have those signs in the parking lots, police say you're also welcome to use the lobby. Now, they do also recommend that you bring someone with you and that you let someone else know in advance where you're going, when, and why. Though it's worth pointing out that in this case, the victim was on the phone with her cousin throughout that entire time, so it seems pretty clear that she was taking some precautions.
Randy Smith, just 27 years old, was laid to rest, surrounded by the love of family, friends, and a community forever changed by her loss. Those who knew her gathered not only to mourn her passing, but to celebrate the vibrant, fearless, and compassionate life she lived. In the wake of unimaginable heartbreak, her family continues to honor her memory, keeping her name alive through their words, their love, and their strength. Rest in peace, Randy Smith. Your light lives on in every life you touched.